events that transpired over the last weekend, something that started simple as a family gathering turned out to be a major crowd. For us, we were very concerned because of COVID-19. African American communities are almost 3 times likely, if they contract the disease, to pass away than any other demographics. So when we heard about the issue, we met with the 2 young people who helped organize this event on last evening, just to talk about our concerns. And not that they had an event, it's just the timing. And with us being here in Spring Hill, 99% minority, with COVID-19 impacted our community the most, we just felt that we probably should have handled this a little differently or waited to a later date. And so we want to make sure that we are social distancing. We want to make sure that we are wearing masks. We want to make sure that we're following the CDC guidelines as well as that of the governor. And so we do ask all of our young people, I understand we're all tired of being locked up in our homes. We're all tired of social distancing. I would love to give some of you a hug, but at this point we can't. And so we want them to act responsibly. They've agreed to do that.
As soon as we're finished with social distancing, the county will have a conversation with the community. We're working with the police and the sheriff to talk about how we go forward to bring about change and consider what the needs are for this community and be inclusive of the culture, the consideration of the young people, and recognizing that their needs may not be what others expect.
I think the important thing that we're trying to look at here is, number one, as the folks had alluded to earlier, we are in the middle of a pandemic. The coronavirus has shown that African Americans and Hispanics have a much more higher mortality rate than anybody else does. So it's important that we follow those guidelines. And then as we move forward out of this, I think all these folks behind me and myself share the same thing. You know, we're all in this to make this community, our community, better than we found it. And I think moving forward, that's what we need to look to do. We need to put our heads together, come up with a way that certain activities can be permitted, that are safe, and that they're legal.
On behalf of the DeLand Police Department, and also happen to be this year the Vice President of the Volusia Flagler Police Chiefs Association, we want to thank the NAACP and the elected minority officials for making this statement in support of law enforcement. And we also want to highlight that this is a public safety issue, but it's a public health issue. And we really appreciate the leadership that the NAACP and the elected minority officials have shown in this event.
And all we want to say from the NAACP's point of view is, we know that the NAACP recognizes the importance of community building. The NAACP, with the assistance from the community, will continue to bring clarity and pursue justice for the constituents of all of Volusia County. The NAACP will continue to build needed partnerships among community leaders, local government, and municipalities and law enforcement.
It was brought to my attention as well that the NAACP has been meeting with many of the community leaders and individuals who are responsible for putting together this event, and have successfully had a conversation of canceling 4 events that were planned for this Memorial Day weekend. We will continue to do that and continue to have that relationship building opportunity to let them know that right now is not the time.